Prince Edward has always been one of the quieter members of the British royal family, a man who values tradition and avoids controversy. In stark contrast, Princess Diana captured global attention with her openness and ability to connect emotionally with people. Their differing approaches define their roles within the monarchy. However, Edward's recent reflections have cast new light on their relationship. How did Diana's groundbreaking actions influence Edward's steadfast dedication to royal tradition? And what do his revelations tell us about the monarchy's response to one of its most transformative figures? For years, the royal family has maintained a wall of silence, preserving their reputation through duty and discretion. This custom was disrupted when Diana entered the family. While the world was captivated by her charm and modernity as the young wife of Prince Charles, problems were mounting behind palace walls. Many saw Diana as a breath of fresh air, but her unconventional approach to royal life and her well-publicized personal struggles made the institution uneasy. Even Edward, often overshadowed by his more prominent brothers, observed these tensions. When Diana joined the royal family in 1981, Edward was still finding his own path. Unlike Charles and Andrew, he did not immediately join the military. Instead, he pursued creative interests, including a brief stint as a stage manager. As the Queen's youngest son, Edward was close enough to witness the inner workings of the family, but remained on the periphery. Despite spending little time in the public eye, Edward formed strong opinions about Diana, shaped by the ideological differences between them. Diana sought to connect with people authentically, often defying royal protocol. She embraced children with AIDS, walked through minefields, and candidly discussed her personal struggles. Edward, on the other hand, valued the monarchy's security, stability, and order. Their contrasting philosophies occasionally created tension. While Diana's actions resonated with the public, they often caused friction within the family. Edward reportedly grew skeptical of Diana, believing some of her gestures were self-serving rather than altruistic. Whether this perception was fair or not, it underscored their fundamentally different approaches to royal duties. Despite their differences, Edward and Diana shared moments of mutual understanding. He admired her ability to spotlight overlooked issues, though these instances of rapport were overshadowed by broader family conflicts. As Diana and Charles's marriage deteriorated, the resulting turmoil affected everyone, including Edward. In the early 1990s, Diana's increasingly public struggles forced the royal family to confront unprecedented scrutiny. For Edward, this was a challenging period. As a devoted son of the Queen, his priority was to uphold the monarchy, even as internal and external pressures mounted. His commitment to tradition stood in sharp contrast to Diana's calls for reform. Diana's famous 1995 Panorama interview, in which she revealed, "There were three of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded," shocked the world and deeply unsettled Edward. Her candidness clashed with his belief in privacy and propriety. Edward's quiet dedication to preserving the monarchy's stability during this turbulent time reflected his faith in tradition. The tragic death of Diana in 1997 marked a turning point for the royal family. Her loss was both personal and institutional, exposing vulnerabilities in the monarchy. While other family members faced intense public criticism, Edward worked discreetly to maintain stability. His reserved nature allowed him to navigate these challenges without drawing attention to himself. Reflecting on Edward and Diana's relationship reveals a dynamic shaped by their roles and personalities. Diana's modernizing influence and Edward's adherence to tradition created a delicate balance within the monarchy. Both faced immense pressure in their unique ways, leaving a legacy that continues to shape the royal family's evolution. Over time, Edward's role within the family evolved, marked by a steady commitment to tradition tempered by a quiet adaptability. His marriage to Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, became a model of stability. Together, They raised their children with an emphasis on privacy, contrasting sharply with the intense media scrutiny Diana and her sons endured. Edward's approach to royal duties reflected consistency and dedication. His work with community projects and charities demonstrated his ability to modernize subtly while upholding traditional values. Meanwhile, Diana's influence inspired younger royals such as William and Harry to adopt a more personal and emotionally engaged style of public service. Initially, Edward may have viewed this shift toward emotional authenticity as conflicting with his values. However, over time, he embraced aspects of this approach, finding ways to align it with his principles. His ability to adapt while maintaining a commitment to tradition exemplifies the evolving nature of the royal family. The contrast between Diana's emotional openness and Edward's quiet dedication underscores the tension between modernity and tradition within the monarchy. While Diana's legacy continues to inspire change, Edward's steadfast loyalty remains a stabilizing force, preserving the monarchy's core principles amidst ongoing transformation.